This Athletes Lives Network exclusive interviews. Today our guest is class of 1991 East Chicago Central football player Isaiah Big Zeke Smith. What's going on, Zeke?
Hey, how you doing today?
Doing good, man. I want to thank you for being on the website, man. I know I talked to you about 2 months about getting you on here, and bad weather and things like that kind of kind of delayed everything. But I mean, I'm glad you're here with us. Just start off, man, by giving us a little history of who you are, growing up in the city, East Chicago, and then your early influences in sports.
Well, I was born and raised in Chicago, but mid part of my life, as a child, I came out here from Chicago, and I was I say about the fifth grade. The fifth grade, I wound up going to middle school, which is Block Junior High, and from Block Junior High, I wound up coming to Central High School. Uh, and just very interested in sports. Always have been athletic. Playing, touch football in the street and catching different things like that. And I was really fascinated with weight training and lifting weights and everything like that. And I decided to, go out for football, and I played my junior year, and from there on I went to college. Didn't do much in college, my career wasn't all of that, but I had some influence. I met at a young age. I met Walter Payton. He came to our church, and he talked, and I asked him a couple questions. He gave me some good advice, and basically he was like, just do sit-ups and push-ups and run, just staying athletic, just stay into the stay healthy. You stay healthy, keep your head on straight, put God first, and you'll be a great football player.
Gotcha. Okay, so I want to kind of backtrack to where you was younger. I know you come from an athletic family, and the Smith family. Were you pressured into playing sports because you had uncles and cousins who played professional ball, or was it just something that you really had in you from since you was born?
Well, not looking at, I've never been the type of person to, you know, I've never been a follower. I've always had my own mind, and like I said, I've always, I love the game of football. I love to play it more than I love to watch it. So, I basically say I wasn't pressured. I just wanted to play the game. That's all.
Okay. Now you kind of jumped to where you said your junior you played football. Give us a little feedback on your freshman and sophomore year of why you didn't play football.
I didn't play at Central High School because at one point when I did come out, I'm not going to name the coach, but one of the coaches told me actually it was too late during the tour days. He was like, it was too late to be playing, and he actually turned me down. And I thought about that. My mother came up there with me. I was excited about it and everything, and the cat turned me down, man. And I was like, what? But I didn't let it deter me from wanting to play or anything like that. And I wound up having an incident that happened during my sophomore year. I wound up getting expelled from Central High, and I wound up going to Curie High School in Chicago. And I stayed there for the majority of my sophomore year, and I came back to Central end of my sophomore year, going into my junior year. And my cousins and my brother and all them, they wound up, oh, come on, go out. So I wound up going out. Well, let me backtrack. I wound up getting into the weight training. I was already in the weight training, but we wound up getting into the weight training thing, and they wound up having a new coach come in, which was excuse me, which was what's his name, Gopsky, and he wound up being the coach, and that's about all I can say about him too. So, that's basically how it all started off. I wound up, like I say, my friends and family encouraged me to come out because I really wasn't thinking about it, but it just wound up being a thing of a choice, you know.
Gotcha. Now, I was talking to you earlier, and you said that you wish you would have stayed in Chicago. Why is that?
Well, coming from East Chicago's weight facility, we were the first year where we moved into the separate building, which is the East Chicago Fitness Center. East Chicago Fitness Center started off in 1990, and by it starting off in 1990, it was my junior year. And no, I take that back. It was in '89 because I'm sorry, it was in '90. But the school's workout program was so much advanced over Chicago's. I was actually bigger and stronger than the majority senior that was already out in that was in Illinois. And when I came there, they did, you know, they just in working out and doing the classes and everything, they were really amazed on how strong I was. And then I began to describe what I come from, the background of working out that I've been trained in, and they were like, wow, you like so advanced over us. And so by the time that, you know, when they were so impressed, I'll just say they were so impressed on, you know, the things that I've learned and how advanced I was over their seniors. They were like, you know, we want you to really come out for football. And, you know, they tested me on things, and they couldn't believe how, you know, strong, fast, how high I could jump. They were just really impressed. And they really was like, we really want you to come out for football. And, you know, they were, I guess, you know, you could say that, you know, I would have been much more than what I am now in the football world if I would have stayed in Illinois.
Gotcha. Now, just give us some feedback on your goals you had set for yourself when you was a freshman entering East Chicago Central, playing football.
Well, my freshman year, I was really disappointed because I actually got turned down during tour days to play football. I believe Coach Powell was the freshman football coach at the time, and he actually, you know, I came up, my mother brought me up and everything, you know, I was really excited and everything, and he flat out told me no, it's too late. And I was like, wow. So I was really, you know, I was crushed about it, but I wasn't detoured from playing football. So what I did was I just started training. I got in the weight room, started training and everything, and, you know, just kept my head. I just kept positive about the whole ordeal. I didn't take that as a setback at all.
Okay. Now, your sophomore year, you didn't play football at Central. Why is that?
Wow. Being a knucklehead in school, I wound up getting expelled, and I wound up going to Curie High School in Chicago. And, you know, I wound up going to Curie High School and wound up doing a workout for them. And as I did a workout for them, they were really impressed on how fast and how strong and how big I was at such an early age. At that early of age, I believe I was 230, 235. You know, I believe I ran a 4.4, and you know, they were really impressed with that. And I started school early, so I was probably 14. So that was really, you know, that was really amazing to them. And you know, they were really impressed. They wanted to build up some things around me and different things like that, but it didn't go that way. So I wound up coming back to East Chicago the end of my sophomore year. And when I seen like all my cousins and everybody, they were like, "Oh man, you got to come out for the football team. You got to come out for the football team." Because I wound up picking up more size. I wound up jumping up to like 240, and you know, that's how it all started. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, when you moved back from Chicago, was it your parents' choice, or did you get in your mom's ear and say, "Mom, you know, I want to go back to East Chicago," What took place?
Honestly, I didn't want to come back. I really didn't want to come back because I was really excited about the things that they had planned for me during the time, and uh, when you being 14 years old, you got to do what your parents say. So when my mother moved back, I wound up having to move back to East Chicago also. So that's how that went.
Gotcha. Now, as you stated, when you came back, all your cousins and friends were excited for you to come back to the football team. Now, what is your goals as a junior? And did you feel like you had to work harder because you really haven't played really in your first 2 years at Central?
Well, really, to me, the game came really easy because I really didn't have, it wasn't a lot to do as a lineman. Basically, I had probably either inside or outside contain. I didn't have to do much, but I felt during the game. I know I'm jumping, but in the game, my goal was to take the pressure off the ones that went back and went on both sides, offense and defense. So I just took that in my own mind that I have to pick up the slack, and basically, I trained. I was training in Chicago. I come back to the home of East Chicago. I got back with my cousin, my brother, and them, and we started hitting that steel, man. And I'm telling you, we just started growing. And actually, Carl, I actually lost weight. But gained muscle. But yet, I went from 240 to like 215.
Wow, chisel.
Man. So I mean, it's really funny because I was the smallest lineman, and I didn't really think about the size and everything because going through practice, I would have to go up against Big Rob Lukowski, who Gabe Malave, Bernie, all of those guys. So I mean, when it came to somebody else, it was no problem. To me, it was no problem. So.
Now that year, your junior year was Coach Yagowski's first year coaching, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Second year.
Second year coaching.
Second year, yeah. Yeah, it was his second year, and yeah.
How did you get along with Coach E? Or was it a coach on the team besides the head coach who you had a good rapport with?
Well, by me being my real passion really was lifting weights, man. So obviously, my bond was with Coach Peterson and Coach Tom Halterman. Every time I got in trouble in school, they would send me to the weight room. So Coach Tom, he really installed a lot of things because I was really hot-headed, and I was like a no-nonsense guy in school. And carrying around a chip on my shoulder, I just had an attitude problem, man. And Coach Tom really showed patience with me. He got on me, and he was just a good mentor for me. And I thank God that I had a chance to really meet him. And that he was in my life.
Gotcha. How did your junior season go as a team and also as an individual for yourself?
I didn't start my junior year, but I was in and out. They bounced me around more. My junior year, I played tackle. Then they had me play some outside linebacker, and I do remember a few games that I would get in. And what they told me to do, I would actually cause a fumble or recover the ball or block or whatever, get a sack or whatever. But when they put me in, I did what I was supposed. I did my job, and it was always either for a loss or something, a loss or a fumble or something like that. I didn't get a lot of play time in my junior year, but when I did play, I believe I did my job the best of my capability.
Now your senior season, you guys was a whole lot of hype about you guys being going downstate. You know, on that team, you had one of the best defenses. You had a real good power running game with Alfonso Roberson and things of that nature. Just give us a little feedback on that season and how it ended against Crown Point.
Man, that that season, oh my goodness, man.